Hello friends, in this session I am going to discuss the specific security measures taken by central government to combat left-wing extremism in India. I hope you have already understood that the strategy through which we can combat left-wing extremism includes firmness but with sensitivity. Yes, in the previous session also I have said that we need to take a strong police action against violence component of the movement. But while taking a strong police action, we should be cautious, we should be sensitive that in the name of fighting left-wing extremists, we are not doing something which is further widening the distrust which common people have towards government. So, in this session, I am going to talk about the specific security measures taken by the central government to combat left-wing extremism. And I have already briefed you that in last 10 years, there is a declining trend of Naxal violence, and that declining trend of Naxal violence is on account of what all steps have been taken by government. So those steps we are going to talk. Now, as far as central government is concerned, one thing I would just like you all to remember that central government is mainly focused on, right, mainly focused on augmenting the capacity, in areas of security, of state governments. Okay, so main focus of central government is to provide assistance to the states which are Naxal affected, because maintenance of law and order is a state subject, but this problem has become the threat to internal security. So directly center is not dealing with this problem, but is trying to support the state to expand their capacity to deal with the left-wing extremism problem which is there in the respective state. So main focus within the strategy, the main focus is on augmenting the capacity of the state government in areas of security, particularly in Naxal affected regions of that particular state. Now in this regard, the steps which has been taken by central government in the recent past, one include, I have already briefed you, but again, ban on CPI Maoist, ban on CPI Maoist. There is no need for me to tell you that CPI Maoist is the deadly rebel group, Naxal outfit responsible for more than 90% of the incidents which are happening related with Naxal violence in India. So it has been banned and it has been declared a terrorist organization under UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act of 1967. I have already briefed you about UAPA, that UAPA is a special law, and this law which was enacted by the parliament in 1967 has actually created legal weapon for central government to fight those unlawful activities in different states which are threats to unity, integrity and sovereignty of the country. So under UAPA 1967, central government has declared CPI Maoist a terrorist organization. It has been banned nationwide. Okay. Second important thing what the central government is doing in the name of, right, central government is doing in the name of combating left-wing terrorism in India, left-wing terrorism in India, that central government is providing, central government is providing central armed police forces, central armed police forces and has sanctioned Indian Reserve battalions, Indian Reserve battalions, Indian Reserve battalions, IRBs. Okay, very, very important thing you need to understand that, see, the Naxal affected states, the police population ratio is very distorted, and these states were facing acute problem of shortage of manpower in the state police force. And this is the reason why central government, in the name of combating left-wing extremism, decided to deploy central armed police forces in Naxal affected area to assist state police to fight Naxals in forested areas, in remote pockets, in remotely linked pockets, and all those things. And also the government has sanctioned and raised Indian Reserve battalions. So I will tell you about those two things, but technically I would just like you that I hope you might have heard about CRPF, Central Reserve Police Force. So it is the front-line central police force as far as maintenance of internal security is concerned in India, and CRPF battalions are deployed in Naxal affected areas. But within CRPF, in 2009, MHA approved 10 Cobra battalion. Within CRPF, what we have created? Cobra. What is Cobra? Commando battalion, for resolute action. Commando battalion for resolute action. Okay. And as far as 10 such battalions we have raised, 10 battalions we have raised within, right, within CRPF battalions we have raised. And you will find that the officers and personnel who are in Cobra, they are especially trained in guerrilla tactics. They are especially trained in guerrilla tactics and jungle warfare. And they are equipped with modern weapons, equipped with modern technology equipments, and they are, given commando training. And within commando training, the special focus is on guerrilla tactics. I hope you know that guerrilla is known for sudden attack. Okay, so guerrilla will hide and will reach near enemy and will suddenly attack the enemy. Okay, so similarly, they are very much trained in guerrilla tactics and jungle warfare. Let me tell you, when in 2004 to 2010, Naxals were successful in making big attacks on security forces. only because the security forces which were deployed in Naxal affected area, they were not very familiar with jungle warfare. They were not very familiar with the forested local terrain of that particular region, and that is why Naxals were a bit strongly and advantageously placed and were successful in making big attacks on security forces which were deployed. So, to bridge this gap between the skills of Naxals and security forces, we thought that we will raise a separate wing within CRPF, and we raised this Cobra Battalion, Commando Battalion for Resolute Action, and officers and personnel of these Cobra battalions, they are, they have to undergo a very tough training, very tough commando training, and the full focus in the training is on guerrilla tactics and jungle warfare. And we have equipped them with modern weapons. They are carrying AK-47 INSAS, and they are carrying, light machine guns and modern even communication sets and bulletproof jackets and other things, bulletproof and mine-proof vehicles, and all such things have been provided. So, one is Cobra Battalion within CRPF. And in addition to Cobra Battalion, we have deployed even some battalions of BSF in Naxal affected area, but primarily we have deployed CRPF, and within CRPF we have deployed Cobra Battalion in Naxal affected area, and they are assisting the state police to fight or combat Naxalism. Okay. Not only that, one thing I would just like you all to remember, that the Naxal affected states were facing acute problem of shortage of manpower in their state police forces. So, to bridge this, what has been done by the central government, central government sanctioned 56 IRBs, Indian Reserve Battalions, IRBs were sanctioned. Okay. And against 56, by now already 44 IRBs already raised. And this move of central government said that we should raise reserve battalions and we should deploy them in the Naxal affected area, and this will help in bridging the gap as far as required number of security forces is concerned and the present deployment, because requirement is more than the present deployment. So, to bridge the gap between what is required and what is the present numbers, central government came up with the idea that we should raise Indian Reserve Battalions, and this will not only help in ensuring greater presence of security forces in the Naxal affected areas, but will also provide gainful employment to youths, in Naxal affected area. And by doing this, it will definitely strengthen the security apparatus, Okay. So, wonderful idea that on one hand, the gap between number of security forces required and presently deployed, that gap we can bridge and can strengthen the security apparatus. And while we are raising these Indian Reserve battalions, when we are doing the recruitment, the priority will be given to local youths, okay, local youth. And what will happen? It will also provide gainful employment opportunity. So against the sanctioned 56 IRBs, already 44 IRBs have been raised, and this has helped us, right? This has helped us a lot as far as a decisive battle against Naxals in Naxal affected area in Red Corridor is concerned. We have, the central government has also taken affirmative steps for a strengthening, the intelligence mechanism, and for strengthening the intelligence mechanism in LWE area and otherwise, we have come up with the concept of MAC and SMAC. What is MAC? MAC is multi-agency center. And this MAC, right, this MAC is at union level, central level, but SMAC is, right, SMAC is state multi-agency center. In each state we have created a state multi-agency center. Now what was happening, that see, multiple agencies are there in Naxal affected areas, and through them we are getting some inputs, but there was a lot of problem as far as prompt sharing of intelligence inputs are concerned. And this was the reason why lack of coordination, lack of immediate and instantaneous sharing of intelligence inputs was the reason that Naxals were successful. So what we have done, at union level we have created MAC, multi-agency center. So in that center, representative of all the agencies will be sitting, and the moment any information or intelligence input will reach, they will share, and they will share based on which agency can take the preventive action on that basis. So there will be immediate sharing. For example, let me tell you that CRPF is deployed, state police is there, civil administration is there, okay, IB is there, intelligence bureau is also there. All of them are having some or other mechanism for generating, creating intelligence, but because of the lack of immediate and instantaneous sharing, nothing much was happening. There was some delay. So now that problem got resolved by creation of MAC, multi-agency center at union level, and in each state we have a state multi-agency center. Let me just tell you, right, what was happening with Naxal movement, that they will primarily station themselves in areas which are near interstate borders, and too many states, if is sharing border at a particular point, then they will try to come to that place. Why? Because after doing an attack in one state, immediately they will sneak into second state, and maybe within half an hour from second state they will enter into third state, because they know that the local police has jurisdiction. They cannot do anything outside the boundary of their respective states. So this is the reason why, let us say that when Odisha police is collecting some intelligence information, And when Chhattisgarh police is collecting some intelligence information, similarly when CRPF is collecting some intelligence information, in those regions CISF is also present, they are also collecting some, but there was no sharing, timely sharing. So now with MAC and SMAC, this problem got resolved completely, and we have a very strong center at union level in the name of MAC, and at the state level we have SMAC, and this has helped in strengthening the intelligence apparatus in country and particularly in the Naxal affected area. In addition to SMAC, right, in addition to SMAC, we have also, right, we have also raised SIBs, State Intelligence Bureau. The way we have in IB, Intelligence Bureau at union level, similarly in each state we have created a State Intelligence Bureau, State Intelligence Bureau, State Intelligence Bureaus. Okay. And it is a specialized agency of the state police to collect intelligence related to, heinous crimes and other threats to internal security in that particular state. So, lot of steps have been taken for strengthening the intelligence apparatus in Naxal affected areas. Okay, Naxal affected areas. Then focus is on better interstate coordination. Central government is, playing this coordinating role. So, better interstate coordination, better interstate coordination, that is what is also the focused area. Then the focus is on, another important focused area is modernization of police forces. Modernization of police forces. So, what modernization of police force is a very important thing, which has been given a lot of focus in the recent past, because when we are saying modernization of police force, modernization is, right, modernization includes not only in terms of providing security forces better arms, ammunition and equipments, but also better training. Okay, not only better training, but improvement in their service conditions. Okay, so that the officers and the personnel who are deployed in Naxal affected area, they should not have any worry related to their family, their children's education. So, improvement in the service condition. So, they should be provided modern weapons, they should be provided bulletproof jackets, they should be provided night vision devices, they should be provided modern communication sets. For many years we have seen that Naxals acquired modern weapons, they started carrying AK-47 and Insas rifle, and the state police had to fight with them with their age-old 303. Okay, but now that is no more the case. So, in the last 15-20 years, we have given a lot of focus on modernization of police forces. A lot of focus we have given on modernization of police forces. So, that is also one of the thing which is being done. Then, right, then central government has also launched a special, a scheme for fortified police stations, which is popular in the name of fortified police stations scheme. okay, fortified police station, and a target was taken that 400 police stations, right, 400 police stations in Naxal affected areas of India will be fortified, right, with expenditure of rupees 2 crore per police station, okay, at this expenditure. And already out of 400 police station which was targeted, 397 of them, 397 of them that has already been fortified, that has already been fortified. Okay, what we saw that Naxals started attacking the police stations in the Naxal affected area, and since the security arrangements in the police stations were not adequate, they were, they were able to attack police station, loot the weapons, and further expand their firepower. So fortified police station. So what we have done, we have raised, perimeter wall, very strong and high perimeter wall. Above that, concertina wire, then watch towers on all corners and strategic places. Okay, then properly illumination outside, not inside the premises. Very good and a strong gate of the police station. Then, then alarm system and all such things we have done. So this has also been one of the area. But one scheme of the government which has, done wonders as far as strengthening the security apparatus in Naxal affected area is SRE, Security Related Expenditure Scheme. SRE scheme, what is it? Security Related Expenditure Scheme. Okay, security related expenditure scheme. Now this scheme, right, this scheme was launched. Okay, this scheme was launched, and it has been extended. Now what the government is doing under this, the central government, right, central government reimburses, this is what is very important word, reimburses. Right, reimburses the state governments, the security related expenditure, security related expenditures incurred on, right, security related expenditure incurred on incurred on which all things? Number one, you can say ex gratia, payment to family of ex gratia, payment to family of civilian or security forces, civilian or security forces killed in LWE violence, LWE violence. Okay, not only that, even the security expenditure which the state is doing, right, in training, and operational needs of security forces, okay, then even, right, then even you can say compensation to compensation to compensation to surrendered left wing, right, left wing extremist cadre, okay, or to promote community policing, okay, so many things, right, many things, not only that, village defense committee, publicity material. So what is this wonderful scheme, security related expenditure scheme? You must mention. Earlier what was there, that central government will give money to state governments, but state governments will not use the money for the purpose for which it was provided, and sometime they will not even use, the money will return back unutilized. Now what is happening in this scheme, the central government is asking the state government that as and when need arises, you make expenditure, we will reimburse. You send the bills, you send us the proof that you have done the expenditure, and we will reimburse, we will give you money. And this has, helped breaching the fund gaps which were required in Naxal affected area. If the SP of Naxal affected district is in need of a new vehicle, he can immediately purchase after seeking the approval from the state government. He can purchase in his district, and then the bills will be sent to the central government, and central government will reimburse. Let us say that there was an unfortunate attack by Naxals in which 2 civilians and 5 of the security personnel were killed. Now immediately the state government can make ex gratia payment, some compensation, right, ex gratia payment to the family of the civilian, and they will raise the bill, central government will reimburse. So this wonderful scheme, security related expenditure scheme, SRE scheme, okay, it was launched and then it was extended, right, then it was extended, and on an average, right, on an average, the central government is, it has annual outlay of rupees 445 crores, right, 445 crores. Okay. So these steps which have been taken by, the central government, right, central government, are the regions responsible for declining trend of Naxal violence in India since 2010 till 2020. But again and again I am telling you that even while you are talking about the need for a strong police action against the violence component of the movement, you should, right, remain cautious to mention that sensitivity is also required. Okay. So I told you that in civilized society there is no space for violence, and if someone who is hell bent on killing innocent people, who is hell bent on bloodshed, who has picked up arms against the state has no other option than to take adequate step to disarm that individual. So whenever you are talking about, right, whenever you are talking about steps which the government has taken in recent past to combat left-wing extremism, you must talk about, greater presence of security forces, better operational strategy, okay, capacity building, and you should talk about Cobra Battalion, you should talk about Indian Reserve Battalions, you should talk about MAC and SMAC, you should talk about State Intelligence Bureau, you must talk about, right, you must talk about the, right, you must talk about the banning of CPI Maoist. But in addition to this, I would just like you all that one scheme which was launched by central government recently related with left-wing extremism, that is Samadhan. Samadhan. Okay. So I would just like you all to know this, that this is a operational strategy. Operational strategy has been named as operational strategy by MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, to fight or combat left-wing extremism, and it has been codenamed as Samadhan. And what is Samadhan? The different elements of this strategy. S is, right, S is a smart leadership. S is a smart leadership. Okay. So what this scheme is talking about, that those who are heading the battalion, the company, the police station, the operational team, they should, they should be smart leaders. Okay. Everything depends on the captain of the team. Okay. So one first component of this operational strategy is a smart leadership. The second component of this, A, is aggressive strategy. Aggressive strategy. Okay. Rather than, waiting inside the police station, that when Naxals will attack, we will defend, going out of the police station to find out the hideouts of Naxals, where they are, in the forest planning attack. So aggressive strategy. A component is about aggressive strategy. Then M is about motivation and training. Motivation and training. So this is again very, very important, right? This is very, very important. Why? Because a motivated man can achieve what weapons can never achieve. So a lot of focus is on motivation and training, properly trained, properly equipped to do what they have to do during operation. Because when you have to carry out operation in dense forest, in dark conditions, only with special skills you can be successful. So within this operational strategy, M is motivation and training. A is, right, A is actionable intelligence. Actionable intelligence. Okay, so pinpoint intelligence gathering, a very specific intelligence gathering. It should not be general that there can be an attack by Naxals. No, where that attack can be. Who all, how many of them may participate. That kind of intelligence gathering, actionable intelligence, intelligence input on which we can plan proper action. So actionable intelligence. Then D is, dashboard based key result areas. Key result areas and and key performance indicators. Key performance indicators. Okay, keep performing. So we should create a dashboard where we have, compiled data and we can see the results, we can see what is working on ground, what is not working on ground. Okay, so dashboard based key result areas, that is what is the D component of this, operational strategy. And then when it comes to H, right, when it comes to H, it is about, right, it is about harnessing technology. So use of modern technology, harnessing technology. Okay, so night vision devices, drone, helicopters, satellite image and whatnot. Okay, so harnessing technology, that is what is H. A is, right, A is action plan for each theater, and this is very important, action plan for each theater, action plan for each theater. Okay, so we should have a different action plan as far as Naxal affected area in Jharkhand is concerned, a very different action plan as far as Naxal affected area in Telangana is concerned or Maharashtra is. So we should have a very well, designed and developed action plan for different theaters, that in dense forest, in a mining belt, in a tribal dominated areas, right, in a remote areas, in flood prone areas, if we have to carry out, operations, what action plan we should have. So action plan for each theater. And N is a very, very important component. N is a very, very important component, and it says no access to financing. Meaning we need to hit hard the source of money to Naxals. So we should have a component in our operation so that we should not allow money to reach to Naxal outfits. And if we are able to, right, ensure that money is not reaching to, not allowing them to do extortion, not allowing them to loot, money and so on and so forth, or any other activities through which they can generate money for themselves. So N component is that we should not allow financing to them. Funding is what we should hit hard. So, since we have started this operational strategy, which is the brainchild of Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, it has helped to fight Naxals in a decisive manner. Okay, so again, quickly I am telling you, Samadhan is what? Right? Samadhan is what? Samadhan is a new operational strategy prepared by Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, to be adopted by the state police with the support of central government, and that operational strategy has been codenamed as Samadhan. And within the Samadhan operational strategy, the S is a smart leadership, okay, A is aggressive strategy, then M is motivation and training, then A is actionable intelligence, then D is dashboard based key result areas and key performance indicators, then H is harnessing technology, then again A is action plan for each theater, and then N is, right, then N is no access to financing. And for this, the central government is, providing technical assistance to state so that they can prepare a operational strategy codenamed Samadhan, with which they can combat left-wing extremism. So all these steps which have been taken by the central government has helped India in reaching to this scenario where we are saying that since 2010 there is a declining trend of Naxal violence. However, in between some big attacks which Naxals are successful in doing on security forces is a demoralizing factor for the state. So this is all about the specific security measures of central government to tackle left-wing extremism in India.